In a slowly decaying futuristic city, social class is determined by the amount of time you spend in a virtual world called the interface. Hi guys, my name is Emmanuel and I'm the author of Tales from the Interface, a comic that I do entirely by myself. It's a sci-fi dystopia. If the small blurb it wasn't obvious enough. I've been doing this since I've been publishing the books by myself since 2017, and I've been doing this show for 1 or 2 years now. I started off on YouTube, and now it's being broadcasted on Facebook and Twitch at the same time. This is really a way for me to show a bit about how I work and answer any question viewers might have. That's pretty much it. So of course, all likes, all subscribes, all that stuff is hugely appreciated. This is the one way that I make my comic known. So any of these are hugely appreciated. Once again, I will do my best to answer any question in the chat, and if you're watching this after the fact, I'll also try to answer the questions that might come. Currently, I'm working on book 4 of my series, and I can show you a little bit about it. So the almost all the pages are currently live on the website except the last chapter, and this should come in very soon. Next Thursday, the most recent chapter will begin to be put online, and so it's about 24 page by chapter, and this is currently we're at chapter I always forget, chapter 6. You can purchase both books online on this website from me. That's pretty much the only way to get these movies. These books. Otherwise, they are also available on Comixology if that's your sort of thing. But from me, you can get a bundle of all 3 books and save a bunch on shipping if that's something that would interest you. Since I am shipping them myself, all copies will be signed, but you can opt for for a sketch in your book for a measly $15 USD. And I do take my time to make good sketch in these. If you check out my Instagram, you'll see I do apply myself to each and every one of them. So if you want to get yourself a little bonus, go right ahead. So today, what I'm working on these days is this storyboard for the entire rest of the book. So there's going to be a total of 5 books, and currently I'm working on book 4 and 5. I wanted to kind of push the storyboard further, just to get a sense of how it's going to end and how everything is going to be linked together. It's always good to work in layers, I found. So do a script, which I did, and then do a rough storyboard, and then do a little bit better drawing on top of it, and increment like that, so that if you find out something at the end that this I should have talked about it before, then it's much easier to rework that way. So that's kind of the strategy I am going for this time around. Since there's only 2 books left, it's not a huge work to do a storyboard compared to a whole book. I mean, a whole book takes me around 2 years. A storyboard maybe a month or 2 or something like that. So it's much more flexible and easy to work with. So we have a big gray screen cell, and then you open something. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to work on today. I don't think I want to show you the very rough I can show you quickly, but it's this is the one I'm currently working on. It's extremely rough, and I'm still figuring out what the action is. So you can see from the drawings, it's really just lines, and sometimes I'll put a little bit more detail, but you know, and I have those pages of only dialogue, just trying to put the bubbles where I think they should go, and then fill in the drawings. But I also have a lot of pages where it's pure action, and I'm trying to figure out what's the best kind of sequence of action that makes the most sense. This is the current chapter I'm working on. But today, I believe I'll be working on what I've been working on for the last few weeks on the live show that I typically do every Saturday. So I've been working on one of those big pages. So like Todd McFarlane, you know, he does. I don't always agree with what he says, but he does have some good points sometimes. And he said, you know, a normal comic issue should have at least like 2 big scenes inside, and that's one of these. So although I've said that I do like to work in layers, this specific page I know that I'm gonna want to do it, so I've decided to for the sake of the live, to work on that specific page, just to give you like a full page progress, and maybe I can do a fast forward after that, like a sped version, to show you quickly how it went. But this is where I am today, so yeah, I'm gonna continue working on that tonight. As I said, you know, normally the show is on Saturday mornings, and I've been meaning for a while to try to switch it to night, and I believe Thursday night is a good night. I don't know, I'm trying stuff, so hopefully that will work out better for me. It's pretty hard to see a show like that, and I'm not necessarily terribly into the social aspect of these kind of thing. I just want to share my work. You know, I'm hoping that more people will, you know, will be available for this kind of thing if I do it later at night rather than on a Saturday morning, where, you know, most likely people have their own plan, they want to go out, or they're purely sleeping, or I feel like people on a Thursday night, it's easy listening. It's just you want to check out where I am, you can come in and, you know, we can have a small chat, whatever. It's nothing stressful. You know, I'm always happy to hear any comments you might have, so go right ahead. Yeah, that's it. So I am thinking of going with this schedule. I'm not exactly sure when, until what time. I'm usually finish since COVID around 11:30, so that's probably what it's gonna be. So I can do a bigger show as well, because usually I do like an hour. So now with this kind of schedule, I can do a you know, 2 hours and something. So that's kind of nice. If I can put the children to bed, of course, which is sometimes a challenge, as any parents will tell you. But today it went pretty well. So hopefully this can be the norm. So I'm currently working on the inking of this page. So what I've always been saying is that what's cool about digital art is that the inking is not necessarily the last thing you do. I mean, when I'm at a point where I feel the drawing is advanced enough, I do like to make a pass with an ink pen, but that doesn't mean that it's like the last pass or anything. It just means that I don't need to be loose with my drawing anymore. So it's just, you know, basically cleaning up. And there's a point where the sketch will not work anymore. So I'm looking at how I did the other ones. I may be a bit rusty. It's always like that when I start drawing. Get a bit rusty. A lot of people do warm-up exercise before they actually start drawing. I'm so cramped for time that I don't really do that. You know, this is not a... although I treat it as something as professional as any comic artist, it's not my job because I cannot make enough money out of it. So that's why, you know, I only have very specific time slots in which I can actually work on comics. So I need to be as efficient as I can during these times. So I kind of skipped things like stretching your drawing arm, or which I don't know if it's a good idea or it's a bad idea. It's just what I do. Okay, so do like this. So you can see I'm going kind of freehand on these. So, you know, later I can come back and work specifically on one of these panel, or, you know, all of them. I can take one piece that inking was done correctly and just correct another one. So that's why if for somebody like me who needs to work fast and has very little time for this, traditional art has been a godsend, because you know, traditional with ink and pen and all that stuff, you know, just, you know, you need to take care of your tools, right? So like a paintbrush with ink, you need to clean it, you know, you know, you just taking 15 minutes just to get ready to start. So you know, you waste a lot of time. You know, with a computer, I just turn it on and everything is all ready. I just need to, you know, worst case, open the file if it's not already open. So it is sadly much more efficient because I do like to draw with my hands. For my last during my last Kickstarter campaign, I did a lot of drawing while I was on vacation, and then this is one of the perks that I give was those drawing to early backers. Got an original drawing as well as their book. So hopefully, I got a lot of feedback from people appreciating it. So yes, people did. But you always doubt, you know, is it worth it? Am I using my time in the right way? That's, you know, that's most befitting my goal, or am I wasting my time? You know, I've been asking myself that, you know, doing this live, and I see people investing a lot of time on these channels and making a career out of it. And is it something I want to spend so much time on? I'm not sure. You know, I like to be available. I like to draw in front of people. I don't mind that at all. Now, you know, animating and hosting a channel. I'm not sure that's kind of what I want to do. But some people are really good at it. I've seen some of them doing really fun, getting tons of ideas, and they really make it fun for their viewers, and that's great. Sometime I won't talk for a while, but if there is any question, I'll be glad to answer them. So, just to say that if I don't answer right away, don't be offense. I will, time by time, look at the comments. This happened sometime that, a few times that somebody was chatting and I didn't see it. Because I was so focused on the drawing itself. Another thing McFarlane said that I gave me some thought, like he was saying, the most important thing is to be available for your fans. There's nothing worse than, nothing worse than, I was saying, like, if you're in a convention, you would not drink or eat so that he's at his stand all the time. I think that's a kind of a good thing to do. I know that I don't know if I heard him first or if I was already doing it, but when I do go to convention, I try not to leave my stand, and it's annoying because there's so much cool stuff, and I do want to meet up with people, network and stuff like that, but at the same time, I'm here for the people. I'm here to make people see my work. Oh, it's kind of I'm not sure what's the right thing here. Sorry about that. Wow, that was loud. I could hear it through my headphones. I finally ran out of bubble mailers this week, and I've been wondering what I should do. If I should go with cardboard like everybody seems to be doing, or stick with the bubble mailers. I like the bubble mailers because it's like one size that fits everything, and then the cardboard I won't be able to fit 4 books inside. And so my next, but they do take less space though. But my next campaign will have 4 books, and I don't really feel like having 2 different kind of envelopes at home. It's already taking enough space with just one. As I just said, the cardboards are much thinner, so. But with 4 books, you almost need like a little box or something. Something really rewarding is hiding the pencils and seeing the pure ink drawing, it always feels really good. And that was one thing so annoying with traditional art, is erasing. But with that, you know, it's always easy. Never any surprise. Yeah, this thing is really not straight. It looks very random. Okay, so I'm gonna draw something that goes from one end to the other, and so this thing should be bigger. Actually, my sketch was correct. How did that work? I don't think he's supposed to leave that chair. Why don't you what do you think? Okay, one thing I noticed was that the cushion should be lower on the head. So, let me should have probably drawn it on a separate layer. I think the next, once I'm done with him, everything else would be on its own layer. E will be on its own layer, and I'll draw the rest on a few different layers. That makes most sense. Okay. So as I said, next part will be on a different layer. So just give me a little bit of opacity on this. Maybe a bit more. I'm thinking of doing those tools. Okay, I need probably a bit more light. Yeah, that looks kind of good. So let me start with that camera here. So this is a free new layer. Perfect. Just gonna name that one with the name of my character. And we'll go take a drink of water, so I'll be right back. All right, back with water. Okay. I hope you guys are taking some holiday vacation. I am going for like a week to a north here, up here. It's a little town called Tadoussac, and we're going there. And hopefully we can see some whales. It's a big whale spot. So we are hopeful that we can see them. I saw some whales, you know, from far. So I'm hoping to get a better look at them. It's really a luck thing as far as I understand it. There's also beautiful dunes there, so that's something the family's looking forward to, like playing in the sand. I haven't done this in quite a while. I often like to watch some movies while I draw. I try to pick movies that are not too interesting, so I don't take too much of my attention. So I tried watching I saw it there for a long time, and I think it was on Netflix, and Wasn't sure if I wanted to see it. For some reason, it didn't appeal to me. But then I saw it was made by David Fincher, and I really enjoyed his Fight Club, and also Seven was very good. So it wasn't one of these. The movie was Zodiac. I never saw it before. I'm not sure what I thought about it. It kind of goes nowhere. I mean, it is a true story. So I mean, you have to stick to facts, but I don't know. The movie makes you feel like you're gonna get something out of it, but not really, because they never catch the guy. And I guess if I spoiled it, I'm sorry if you haven't seen it, but spoiler alert. But yeah, they never catch him, since I already said it. So you kind of, I guess it's kind of the theme of the movie, and I'd be disappointed. So I don't know. I mean, is that good? I think it's a hard subject that he was courageous to take on, but was it worth the movie? I don't know. I mean, there's some pretty good actors in there, but it kind of leaves you wanting for more, I guess. I don't know if I think he did that one after Seven, because it almost feel like he couldn't do what he wanted in that one, and then he did Seven to do what he wanted. I don't know, but it feels like he did that one after. I don't know. I think from the look of the movie, it looks more recent than Seven. But Seven is such a more it's so much more finished. I don't know, the look and feel, even the style. It feels like Zodiac, he didn't really come into his style, or did he do it on? I need to check now what year it was, because it's I'm just checking. 2007. So about 7. $1995, much before, yeah. It feels like 7 is the movie that Zodiac should have been. Of course, it's a different killer altogether, but no, just the finishing. I mean, it feels like the style is kind of unfinished. If you look at other movies he did, like Fight Club or even Alien, I believe he did Alien, Alien 3, right? Alien 3 is him, I believe. Yeah. So even Alien 3, you feel kind of his touch there. But this one, not so much. It doesn't feel like a movie made by him. Once you know, say, oh yeah, okay, maybe. Kind of can recognize some of it, but it feels like it was a made-to-order piece. I don't know what else he did after that. I have to look it up, because just Alien, Fight Club, and 7 are all really fun movie. I guess maybe, you know, it could be that he had a style, similar style in these kind of movie, and he didn't want to be known for this style and having to do it forever. I can get behind that. I think it is possible. Even if it's a cool style, I mean, then eventually doing the same thing over and over, I think it can get heavy. So I no idea if that's part of his reasoning here or what, but it feels like something that could have been. Can you make it like 7 but with the zodiac? Kind of feel that this was the producer's pitch. But it is like that, right? If you look at Pacific Rim, it's a decent movie on its own. But, you know, if you look at Pan's Labyrinth, the bold movie by Guillermo del Toro, I mean, there's a world of difference. It's all the movie that he kind of created were so much better. Not that Pacific Rim is a bad movie, but it feels very catering to an audience. You don't really feel that it's his style is, it's not exactly his favorite thing either. I think I mean, he probably likes big robots and stuff, but you know, if you look at you can look at him online and see there's a few tours of his house, and he's a huge collector of anything horror. It's quite amazing. I'm very jealous of his collection. So sometimes, it feels like you can feel that something is made for money rather than for the fun of it more, or being more personal. Like one guy who hasn't done anything personal in a while is Peter Jackson. If you look at his early movies, it was so different. It was so out there. But today he only does like very commercial things. Just setting up my stuff here, sorry. One good movie I saw though was Blood Red Sky. It's a German movie, also on Netflix. Very surprising. I mean, it's a novel concept that I've never seen exactly that way. It's a mother who gets bit by a vampire and has to overcome her urges as she boards the plane, and the plane gets taken over by terrorists. the whole idea is very interesting. I really enjoyed it. It reminded me a bit of another European vampire movie called Let the Right One. Let the Right One. It's a bit similar. It's a little girl who's a vampire, and then she needs to control her urges, if I remember correctly. I remember how much I liked it. In that case, her caretaker was not a vampire; she was a vampire, and then he had to feed her, if I remember correctly. So I think he was hunting bad guys or something like that. That was a good one. I've been meaning to watch it again. I believe it's been redone by Hollywood. Decent adaptation, but look up the original. I think it's still better. There's been worse adaptations than that, but you should look up the original if you're gonna watch it. So Blood Red Sky, yeah. So check it out. It's pretty good. I was surprised. It's a German movie. I want to see more international movie. I mean, they come out with novel ideas. It's not always the same format. Like I was saying, if it was an American movie, it was like it would be like a soldier who caught in Afghanistan or something, and just the idea of a mother protecting her child, that much more interesting than your typical American blockbuster. Yep, I was drawing on the wrong layer, but easy enough since it was pretty far from my source, so just move it. Okay, can erase that one for now. Call this tool. crickets have come back. I don't know, I've always enjoyed it. Kind of sleep better when they're here. Sure, it bugs people out, but kind of like it. I don't know if you can make it out, but I can hear them from here. Hey, Vibe Fluent from YouTube. How are you doing? Vibe Fluent. That's a original name. What is that for? So tonight I am drawing a page out of my my comic, which is in book number 3, which will be in book number 4. It's a in a slowly decaying futuristic city. Social class is determined by the amount of time you spend in a virtual world called the interface. So the character we see here is about to be plunged into the interface by extreme measures because he is part of a special group of people that get privileged access. So as I said, this is a page out of book number 4, which should come out in about 2 years. I have a slow schedule, but you know, slowly but surely. So you're welcome to ask any question you might have. I'll be glad to answer them. I've been doing the slow show for quite a while, you know, I just like to share what I'm drawing and give a little bit of tips, only some small tips. I'm working on in Clip Paint Studio. I used to work in Photoshop a lot, but I've migrated to Clip Paint Studio, which is I found a much better software for comics. Yeah, it's great. I've been enjoying it a lot. I've also enjoyed the digital workflow, which is much more efficient than traditional as well. So this page has been a series of videos I've been doing. I'm pretty much like recording the entire process of building that page. If you go back to the previous week, you'll see how it was and how it was. So, you know, it takes time, but I think it's fun to see the overall process of something like that. If I don't see your messages right away, sometimes it takes time for the bot to relay it properly. Sorry about that. Not sure what this giant knife would be for in this kind of process. It just it looked cool. Something I do enjoy. If I really enjoyed Hard Boiled by Jeff Darrow, and he does this kind of thing that makes absolutely no sense, but it's just simply look cool, like having some floating babies and cans of liquor and of soda, like as part of a machine, and like what the hell, and how does that even work? But doesn't really matter. I think, you know, it adds to the atmosphere. It's fun to look at, you know, finding all the details. So even though it doesn't make necessarily a lot of sense, but I think I like this kind of thing. So some kind of heat sink here, maybe. It's always a tricky place to draw because it's very close to the bleed, which is this here. So you know, images will probably be cut like that, except for the web version. So you can't put too much detail on it. Well, you can, but it's a kind of waste of effort. going to be able to open wine as well, you know. Never, you always need to be ready, right? Stretch a bit. I've been drawing for an hour. Whoa! Remember, kids, always stretch. And the tools are also done. So let's look at how this looks now. Oh, fun to see it all appear. So one thing I really enjoy is turning on this layer here and just boosting it, and it looks pretty cool. So as you can see, they look darker. Bolder, it's because I've been using a bigger brush. I should probably have used the same for the shoes. As I said, the great thing about digital work is that you can always redo part of, or all of your page. And I'm not extremely happy about the feet. I might rework them at some point. But you know, you work in layers, and you know, you it's easy to touch up. So next part will be, this is I don't think I need this layer anymore. Yeah, so I can delete that. Oh, here you go. I'll go back to Gaudier because I saw something, and I want to reduce my brush to 2 again. I want to make his chair a little bit more obvious, so just having showing the back support so he doesn't float as much. I think it's better like that. Then I can show how this piece is connected to the rest. There you go. It feels a bit better like this. It's part of the same chair. Makes sense. So no, nothing's final until it's final. So, and as I said in the beginning of the show, so what I do is that I work on a overall storyboard, and now it covers 64 page, and I'm kind of working all of these 64 page at the same time. For the show, I try to focus on one page specifically, because I think it's more interesting to see the progress of a single page. There's a few pages like that I want to, you know, work like this on the show, and that's kind of what I'm going for at the moment. Might run out of these pages eventually, I'm not sure. Draw his little friend. And I want to pull out in from the comic as a reference to how I drew him before. One thing I don't have is character sheets, and I should probably fix that. But here we go. Let me go to the archives. Where was he seen? He was seen in here, I think. Previously, I think it was here. Where else? Oh, there he is. Friendly buttocks. So I'm gonna put him on my other screen just as a kind of a reference to how he's supposed to be looking. Okay, so I love Toy Polloi. Repairs vintage toys, which is another interest of mine. I really like toys, and especially vintage. And to me, vintage is basically my childhood, so like 40-year-old toys. These guys are getting more and more fragile. And yeah, sometimes we need to make some repairs here and there. So Toy Polloi is a guy who was very good at this. I learned a lot from watching his videos. I want to put back the dialogues, see how they fit in all this. I wonder if I can put it under the dialogue. The dialogue under the machines. I could just put it here. I mean, would hide less. Or here. Put it here for now. go. The author, the creator of this font, I don't know his name, but he's well known for the website Blambot. So I think everybody kind of calls him Blambot. He has a book coming out on comic book dialogues. He does that professionally, as well as creating his own fonts and providing them free of use for indie comics author. So great guy, and I look forward to checking out his books and his insight on dialogues. I'm certain my dialogues could be improved, and you know, he has the eye for details for sure. I'm a graphic designer by trade, so this kind of thing does resonate with me. I like to, you know, make the best looking comics that I can, and of course that includes dialogues. There, I do this freehand. Okay, let me try it just for fun. See, Orporate, I can make it without sketching. Let's see. I can make it without. If I can make something that looks decent without any sketch layer, I'll be happy, but surprised. Always keep your head visible to compare the size of your hand. And I think that's kind of it. Maybe finger is a bit weird there. Yeah, it kind of works, I guess. Yeah. I might rework it later. This arm is pretty big. Let me. Dumb. Wrong layer. No. All right. So this goes with him. I'll remove that. I'll remove goatee, and I wanna just cut away this part because I do want him on his own layer. Okay, I'm going roughly, and then I'll go in more detail. Okay, shift. Okay, so. Something like that. Ah, tangent. When there's something like this, you don't want that. Ah. Didn't realize it. Can probably change his elbow a little bit. Or change this. You know, it's not much. I think if I just make it a bit smaller, this pipe. It's better like this, but probably I think his arm is a bit big anyway, so maybe I can tweak it a little bit. So what I'm doing here, I'm correcting a tangent. So you don't want like this, something like this that connects a corner to a straight line. It looks very awkward and kind of breaks the sense of reading. So the sense of how the page is connected. So really try to avoid that as much as possible. So I just reduced the arm, made it a bit closer to the body. I think it works fairly well. I don't see any problem with it. So what I'm gonna do is just erase the old arm, and that's it. also wanted to try to draw his other hand here. Building some weird science fiction machines on this page from my fourth book, which I'm currently working on. This is one of those kind of key pages, so I'm working a bit of advance compared to the rest of the pages. I kind of wanted to do that for the live, so in the last few sessions I've been kind of working through this page and showing every single step of it. So if you're curious about, you know, where this came from, you can go back in time and check out the progress. Should be good material for speeding up as well, if I can get around to it. You know, I think my dilemma is that I don't have much time to work on comics, so any marketing thing kind of feels annoying to do, I guess, if I'm blunt. But I think a lot of people feel that way, and we're kind of shy to say it, but it's not. Artists are often very unsociable people. So anything that makes us kind of get out of our shell is not necessarily comfortable. Marketing being one of them. I kind of want to move this thing. I'm pretty happy how this fourth book is coming along. I wasn't too sure about it, but it looks kind of good. I look forward to working on the other pages. But currently I'm still kind of, I want to get the end in a better spot than it is now. So I've been drawing the last few pages of the book as a storyboard, nothing final. I'm just trying to get a sense of how it will, you know, all people can read through it, and you know, if it works well or not. Was a little light on his hand there. It's a thing. I've trouble to get the sensitivity exactly where I want on that brush. It feels a bit too sensitive. This should be ended already at this point. So it's gonna, okay. This is the corner. I did tools for now. It's like the top corner of the room. Yeah, so. Something like that. And you can see another tangent here, so this one is easily fixed. Yep. Just cut this piece off and make it a bit shorter. There we go. Sometimes it's easy. Then I had something else I wanted to add. Where is it? Here you go. I don't know how much it's going to be readable. That's what I'm not sure about, but let's try it. Okay, let's try this. I've been trying to up my skill in cursive letters. Gonna find some interest in this recently. we'll take a small pause and be right back. Let me see what I can do with this. I want it to be kind of, you can kind of see it behind. I'm not sure that you can, that I'm gonna have the effect that I wanted. If I don't, I'm gonna try to find a different way of using this. I think it's fun. Maybe as a something below. Quickly, I just wanted to just kind of erase what's overlapping my. Yeah, can't really read it. Doesn't really work. Can kind of tell. Fun for sure. So I'm gonna have to find another way of doing this. Maybe below, like there's not much happening in the corner at the bottom here. Plus there's a dialogue. That's not straight. Okay, so that fun share does add some interest to the back though. So I don't know. I need something there, I think. Not sure what. Some pipes, kind of boring. So I think I did a how much? It's been 2 hours. I think for today I will stop here. Thank you for saying hello, Vibe Fluent. Not sure how long you stayed, but I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all of you being here. So I've been thinking of doing the show on a Thursday nights. I can, more easily do a 2 hour thing. Although I do work later, but being live can be a bit demanding. So I'll be doing that next week at Thursday. So I hope to see you there. And I'm thinking of still doing Saturday. I'm not entirely certain now, but that's it for today. So thank you for being here. Thanks for the like. Thanks for the subscribe, the follow, all that stuff. It's hugely appreciated. Thank you everybody who bothered to go look at the website, and of course those people who've ordered the books. And they're always there for you, so whenever you have the means, I appreciate it. There's a Patreon, there's a coffee, so all that stuff is also appreciated. So that's pretty much it for today. So thank you for being here, and I will see you around the interface. Bye bye.